Hi, Matt DeMeo, Z Maestro, back with you for another session of instant concentration. How to focus your mind in a world of information overload. And in this session, we're going to be talking about the concept of be here now. You know, when I tell you that the magic words to gain instant concentration are come back to now, what does that really mean? You know, come back to now isn't just a philosophy. It's instructions to give your mind. It's a mental command. But when is now? You know, by the time you think about it, it's already then. In fact, all you ever really have is now. Everything else is just stuff that's happened in the past or stuff that'll happen in the future. So, when is having concentration important to you? When is having focus absolutely essential? You know, it's certainly not important all the time. Let's talk about some mundane things. You know, it's commonplace to do some things at a certain level of autopilot, like cooking a meal or driving your car. Let's face it, you can drive around listening to the radio, drinking a cup of coffee, yelling at the kids in the back seat, while still getting where you're going. However, if you're a chef preparing a meal in a restaurant for an important dignitary, or drivers who are racing in NASCAR or Indy, well, there's very little that's done on autopilot. Those professionals need to be totally focused. Distractions could easily be the difference between success and failure, and with auto racing, it could be the difference between finishing the race and a spectacular crash. All right, how about this? Have you ever had the experience of getting temporarily lost while you're driving around? Did you notice that your level of concentration and focus changed? Were you more aware of street signs and landmarks? Did you ever turn off the radio just to help you concentrate better and then turn it back on once you got back to familiar territory? Well, those are pretty common experiences. How about if you're playing sports, maybe baseball or softball? You know, my daughter is on a local softball team, so it's an important example from my present lifestyle as I'm writing these words. How do you use the power of concentration to be a better hitter? Well, be aware of what's in your head as you step to the plate. What pictures do you have in your mind? Are you thinking about the times you struck out? You're in the past. Are you thinking about whether or not you're going to get a hit? You're in the future. Now is the only time that there is. It's you standing there now. The pitcher throws. Focus your attention on that ball streaking towards you. Keep your focus on the ball, not the other players, not the weather, not the fans, not the score, the ball. Then see the ball hit your bat. Look, the ability to control the way you handle now is absolutely essential to your success. You see, now is the only time you have any control over. So when you want to concentrate on something, you need to be here now. Don't be mentally some other place. It's very common for people's thoughts to go wandering off to different times and different places. And we could substitute my example of softball for any sport, any activity. You could be standing at the foul line shooting a basketball. You could be getting ready to take an important exam. You might be preparing for a major business presentation. We could use all sorts of circumstances. But here's what's important to keep in mind. In order for you to concentrate, you must bring your thoughts to the present moment. You must be here now. Period. Now, at this point, you may be saying to yourself, all right, well, great. Well, how do I do that? And the answer is surprisingly simple. But you may think it has to be something elaborate or complicated. The way to force the other thoughts out of your head and to be aware of your now is you choose what to think. You decide. It's as simple as that. You choose what to think. If your thoughts are not serving your best interests, choose to change them. Choose your thoughts. You can do it without making any excuses. And let's look at the word decide and other words that end in the suffix CIDE, like homicide, to kill somebody else, suicide, to kill yourself, pesticide, to kill pests, insecticide, to kill insects, to decide, to kill all other options. Look, you can't change the past. The future hasn't happened yet. You can only influence the future by what you choose to think now. You've got to make your mind exclusive, not inclusive. You need to exclude damaging thoughts. And whenever you catch the wrong thoughts creeping in, exclude them. Chase them out. Choose your thoughts. Here's another way of looking at it. You know, I know some people, man, they're at work, they're at the office, and all they can think about is going on vacation. And yet, those same people, they go on vacation, and they're laying there, meantime, wondering about what's going on at the situation back at work. Oh, that's a great plan. You want the solution? Do what you're doing while you're doing it. Remember, if you want to concentrate effectively, be here now and do what you're doing while you're doing it. All right, let's go on to our next session.